How's it going, Top Forest TV? My name is Jack and welcome to my preview for Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea, taking place at the City Ground, there we are, on New Year's Day. So yeah, Chelsea aren't enjoying the best of season so far. I think they're currently in around 8th place. Not having the best seasons at all, like I say. Losses to sort of Leeds, Ellen Road spring to mind. Losses to Newcastle. Yeah, I guess you could say that. A loss to Newcastle at St James's Park, 1-0 loss just before the World Cup kicked off, which, losing to Newcastle isn't a disgrace. Newcastle are doing very well this season, but a team of Chelsea's standard and sort of what they would expect to achieve in a season, losing to Newcastle isn't something that they want to be doing. They got thrashed by Brighton. So they're not doing too well themselves, but they are on the back of a nice, comfortable win. I think it was the same day, actually, we played United. A nice, comfortable home win against Bournemouth. So that will give them a bit of confidence. I think Reece James, unfortunately for Chelsea, and kind of luckily for us, did pick up an injury. So he is, if I'm right in thinking, he will be out for the game against us. Which is a positive on our side. Obviously, I think that Reece James is one of, if not their best player, and sort of you could tell with Chelsea sort of last season, and they've really missed him again this season. Chilwell and James are two of their most influential players, two of the best players they have at the club. Without them, they struggle a lot, and with them, they get a lot of joy. They're two wing-backs, sort of in the 5 at the back formation, which they are kind of playing now under Potter, but definitely under Thomas Tuchel. The wing-backs were like the most creative players. So without sort of Reece James down the right-hand side, that could be a bit of a area where they might struggle for us, which we can say is a positive and use that, try and work on that. But yeah, like I say, they're not having the best season so far, but they are on the back of a comfortable win against Bournemouth, and obviously ourselves, we're off the back of a loss to Man United, which you could say was a comfortable victory for them, really. The fact that we're at home could change things a little bit. I think we beat, obviously, Liverpool at home, a team that no one really gave us much chance of beating, a team who, at the time, weren't doing too well, and a side that, people thought might beat us, but we managed to take we managed to capitalise on the fact that they were kind of struggling a bit at that point in the season to go on and get the 3 points. I'm feeling a little bit more confident being the fact that we're at home rather than the fact that we're away. If we were away from home, I'd expect it to be another loss like we experienced against United. But the fact that we're at home, I think it won't really be under the lights. Will it be under the lights? Actually, yeah, it probably will be under the lights, to be fair. It's an evening kickoff on New Year's Day, so the sun will have probably set by that time. So under the lights at the City Ground with a packed-out ground, the fans making an absolute racket. I've got a feeling that we could cause them a bit of an issue. We could rock them a little bit. My friend who's a Chelsea fan does keep saying he thinks that we're going to beat Chelsea. I don't know if he's just saying that as a joke, kind of sort of talking about how Chelsea always seem to struggle and away from home against a smaller side sort of thing. But I don't know if he's just joking and he really deep down thinks that Chelsea are actually going to win. I don't know, but if he's being serious, and obviously my friend being serious doesn't make any difference to the way the team's going to play. But if he who watches Chelsea week in week out starts to feel that way, maybe that could play into something. That if Chelsea aren't really feeling too confident going into this game, that we could look to pounce on that, if you will. In terms of our lineup, then I'm not sure how Lingard's doing in terms of injury. I know he did have to come off against Man United, so I'm not sure whether he'll be fit to play or not. I'm not really too sure on his condition at the moment, but I'm gonna say that I'll come to his position, and if he's fit, then I'll have him in. If he's not, I'll explain who I want to sort of play in that role. So in goal for me, Henderson has to come back. I feel like if we had Henderson in goal against Man United, maybe he would have saved that Martial effort and things might have gone a little bit differently. I don't know, but Henderson has to come back in. Back four for me, I think you go Aurier at right back, Renan Lodi at left back. The two centre backs for me, I'll go with Joe Worrell, and I'd probably put Steve Cook there. I know Willy Bolly did play against United. He didn't really put too many feet wrong, but I just think Steve Cook at the back, a lot of fans don't really like him there, but I just think he adds that bit of know-how and experience. I know Willy Bolly probably could offer also, but you know, someone who's been at the club a little bit longer and has a bit of a partnership with Joe Worrell, I think that could work. In the middle of the park there. Across the three in the middle then, Ryan Yates for me has probably been one of our best players, if not our best player of 2022. So I'll stick him in there right at centre mid. Remo Freuler for me goes in the middle of the park. Didn't have the best of games against United. I don't think he really got on the ball as much as maybe he could have done or should have done. But I think at home he'll have a bit more possession. You know, Chelsea do like to sort of operate with a two-man midfield rather than sort of Manchester United's three-man where they had, you know, Ericsson, Casemiro sort of sat in front of the defence with a man in behind who I can't quite think off the top of my head who it was. Can I remember? No, I can't. We'll move on. Who would it have been? Anthony on the right, Rashford on the left, Martial up front. Who was in behind? I absolutely can't remember, but it's beside the point. They've got two in midfield. They usually go sort of like Mason Mount and Jorginho, so maybe he could get on the ball a bit more. Remo Freuler and dictate that a little bit more than he wasn't quite able to against United. And then over on the left centre mid, I would have gone with Checo Kouyaté, but unfortunately he's injured, so Oriol Mangala for me. I'll put him in at that position. And then the front three, Johnson, I thought played well against United, but he did get a little bit of stick, to be fair. So I'll stick probably with him. I don't really know too many players who could probably swap in that position. I know Lingard, like I say, might be injured. Gibbs White, he's out at the minute. Sorry about that. Dennis, not sold on Dennis. I mentioned this in my video reviewing the United game. He just doesn't seem to keep the ball well enough. His passing's poor. Yeah, not for me. So I'd probably stick Johnson down the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, if Lingard's fit, I'll definitely go for Lingard. If he's not, it might have to be Dennis, but I'd rather it not be. Definitely go Tyrell on you through the middle. I think his physical presence could really cause an issue for the back line of Chelsea. But on the left, I'm trying to work out who we can put there. I know FIFA says that O'Brien can play left mid. I wouldn't really stick him out on the wing, to be fair. Who would I go for? I might actually do what we did against Tottenham, where we had the three in the middle, one in behind, and then the two up front. So you go maybe Owanyi and Johnson up front. You have maybe the midfield three of like Yates, Freuler, and Mangala with maybe O'Brien in behind, potentially. Or I don't know if Scarpa can play. I think Cooper said he can't. So if Scarpa could play, put him in there. If not, then maybe O'Brien or, potentially, who else can we stick in that role in behind the striker? I mean, we've got enough players. Surely there's somebody who could go in there. How am I just... my mind's gone completely blank of any centre attacking midfielder in the world right now. Obviously not. I can still name a few. You know, you've got the likes of Mount, and you've got Grealish, and you've got Foden. But I just can't think. Why has my mind gone totally blank? But maybe O'Brien can slot in there in behind the striker. I genuinely can't think. My mind's gone totally blank. It might have to be O'Brien, not O'Brien, Dennis on the left. I'd rather it not be. But maybe we could go Lingard in behind. It worked against Spurs. Maybe it might work at home against Chelsea. Who knows? But I feel a bit more confident in this one than I did against United. So I'm going to go with Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 0. We need a win. I think the next game we play on Wednesday is more important against Southampton, but we need a win, and I believe we can do it. I'm confident. So yeah, in terms of goal scorer, don't really mind who scores, but I'm going to go with Taiwo Awoniyi. So yeah, it's the first game with our new sponsor, the Refugees, the UN partnership. A lot of people were not happy about that on Twitter. I don't really see the problem. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And also, I might do a video sort of recapping 2022. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time. I am quite busy tomorrow. So I don't know if I'll be able to get that before New Year's. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, fantastic year. Incredible year. And so many memories, which I'm going to remember the rest of my life. And definitely the best year supporting Fries so far. But like I say, if you did enjoy this video, smash the like button, subscribe. If you are new around here, let us know down below what you think is going to happen, who's going to score, the lineups, and all those good stuff. And please, come on, you Reds.